The Mediterranean in 1539. A sea of empires, a cauldron of conflict. The Ottoman Empire, under the iron fist of Suleiman the Magnificent, was at the zenith of its power. Its shadow stretched across North Africa, its armies hammered at the gates of Vienna. The Ottoman galleys, sleek predators of the waves, ruled the waves, their gold dominance over the Mediterranean, the heart of the Christian world. From Constantinople, the Ottoman Sultan directed his gaze westward, his ambition to crush the Habsburg Emperor Charles V and seize control of the sea lanes that were the lifeblood of European trade. In this titanic struggle, the small fortress of Castelnuovo, perched precariously on the Dalmatian coast, became a pawn in a deadly game. It stood as a solitary sentinel, a symbol of Spanish defiance against the encroaching Ottoman tide. That the fate of Castelnuovo rested on their shoulders. The Spanish tercios, the backbone of the Spanish Habsburg Empire, forged in the fires of endless wars. They were a formidable force, a disciplined and experienced fighting machine. Their ranks were filled with veterans of the Italian wars, men who had faced French chivalry and emerged victorious. They were armed with pikes, swords, and arquebuses, the cutting edge of 16th-century military technology. At their core were the rodilleros, sword and buckler men who formed the tercios shock troops. They were supported by the pikemen, whose long pikes created a bristling forest of steel, and the arquebusiers, whose firepower could shatter enemy formations. These men, bound together by iron discipline and unwavering loyalty to the Spanish crown, stood ready to face the Ottoman onslaught. Section 4. The Shadow of the Crescent Moon. Barbarossa's arrival. The summer of 1539. The air hung heavy with anticipation and dread. From the south, a vast armada appeared on the horizon, its sails billowing like the wings of a monstrous bird of prey. It was the Ottoman fleet, over 200 ships strong, led by the most feared admiral of the age, Hayreddin Barbarossa. Barbarossa, the Redbeard, was a legend in his own time. A former corsair, a ruthless raider, and a brilliant naval strategist, he had risen to become the admiral of the Ottoman fleet. He had conquered Algiers, humbled the Knights of St. John, and challenged the might of the Spanish Empire. His arrival at Castelnuovo sent a shiver of fear down the spines of the defenders. Section 5. Iron Hail. The siege begins. The Ottoman bombardment began with a deafening roar. Hundreds of cannons mounted on ships and ashore unleashed a torrent of iron upon Castelnuovo. The fortress shuddered under the impact, its walls crumbling under the relentless barrage. Stones splintered, dust choked the air, and the defenders huddled in their shelters, praying for the bombardment to end. Barbarossa's strategy was simple and brutal: to crush the defenders beneath a wave of iron and fire. His cannons, some of the largest and most powerful in the world, pounded the fortress day and night. The air reeked of gunpowder, and the ground trembled underfoot. Yet, despite the ferocity of the bombardment, the Spanish defenders held their ground.